the touch sensor. We're going to pull these out a little bit under medium rare so that they finish cooking through. Also remember that, I've mentioned it in the past, but it always continues cooking after it comes out of the pan or out of the oven. So remember that whenever you're making something, that it will continue cooking. Dash more olive oil.
You said before that you let the meat rest a little bit before you serve it. About how long would you let it rest?
5 or 10 minutes.
Is it? You tent it through a little bit of aluminum foil. Yeah, I was just saying, let it keep it hot. Just a little.
Yeah, you can tent it. Yep, you can tent it.
But if you have a big roast, you don't have to.
No, that'll hold its flavor. That'll hold its flavor for sure. Okay, so we're gonna go up on the temp on that.
You're teasing me with that smell of basil over here.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get your basil. I found some marsala. I found some great sliced cremini mushrooms already, so we're gonna do a little ribeye marsala. Ooh. Yeah. And I just add a little white onion, fresh mushrooms. As we've spoken about in the past, we're going to do what to the pan, Bob? Deglaze the pan. Yes, deglaze the pan, yeah, with a little bit of wine. And the reason we do that is?
For all those bits that are stuck to the pan.
Bob, you are learning stuff. Yes, that's where all your flavor comes from. And as I've explained in the past, use that flavor to your advantage. It's there. Don't cook a steak in a pan and not use all those. There's lots of little meat bits that stick to the bottom of that pan, and that's where beef stock comes from, basically, you know, meat scraps. All right, so we're gonna just gonna do a nice thin slice on the onions. Bob, you've been practicing this at home too, right? The claw, the chef's claw.
I split out all my fingers.
Notice how no fingers or thumbs are sticking out in the way of the blade.
Well, I had to grate an onion the other day, and the grater got me.
Oh. So we've got some nice fresh sliced onions. We've got our mushrooms.
And not a tear was shed.
Well, not yet. You never know. It always depends on the potency of the onion, and you can never be sure.
Do you have any preferences for onions, or
no? Just Spanish onions. You know, Vidalias for grilling. I love that. I've also got a little bit of garlic, just because everybody here is a garlic fanatic. So we're going to put some garlic in there to make everybody happy.
Garlic.
Yes, no, we won't. So our zucchini's coming along. I'm going to let that brown up nicely. Nice to have a little splatter shield. And I'm going to start working on the salad. Got some nice Boston Bib butter lettuce.
Butter lettuce. Mm-hmm.
Butter lettuce.
I think they have two different names for that.
Yeah, Boston Bib.
Butter.
One of those secrets that I learned with last show: don't ever cut lettuce with a knife, because if you cut it with a knife, it'll rust right where you cut it.
Yep.
Yep.
As soon as metal touches greens, that's where it'll start to rust.
It's interesting.
So I like to, yep, either pull it, or they also sell plastic knives, and use a plastic knife, and it won't rust on you.
Interesting. I've always liked to it by hand.
Yeah, well that's unless you're doing huge quantities, or you want, you know, romaine, little shredded romaine or shredded iceberg for, you know, burritos or whatever you happen to be making. So we've got lettuce all set, and as I said, we had the. I'm going to put some fresh peaches into this.
Wow.
That's local from Hopkinton.
All right, that's what we like to see.
We're grown right at Angel's Garden Center, right up the road, about a mile from here.
Terrific.
We're giving them a plug. Yeah, well, you know, I figured we.
Yeah, are they sponsoring this show?
No, but think we're gonna get another basket of peaches for saying so.
Yeah, I hope so. We should get something.
Those are white peaches.
Just picking off a little bit of the brown spots.
Yeah, Will and Linda picked those themselves.
Yeah, you had to mention the onions, didn't you? Now I'm gonna start.
Oh, no.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's right. Now this is what being a cook is about. This is multitasking, making the most of your time in the kitchen. We've got 2 items going here. We don't have to do 2 things at a time.
Right.
Kind of think in your mind what's going to take the least amount of time, what you can do at the very last minute, pull it together, which obviously is salad. You can get your salad all prepped up, do your dressing at the last minute.
Took me a long time to learn how to do that.
Well, that's,
I used to make my salad, put it in the refrigerator. Before they were ready.
okay.
Oh, look at those.
So we've got our steaks out, right?
Look at this salt right too. Okay.
Ooh.
That's what we're looking for, right, Bob?
Brown bits,
All
deep
those
glaze.
little brown bits. First, we're gonna before we get any liquid into that, so we get a nice saute. We're gonna saute our stuff first. We're gonna get a little bit of olive oil in there, and then once we add our liquid, we'll scrape it down and get all those bits off the bottom. Garlic, onions and mushrooms.
Keep it in a pretty hot pan.
Trying to keep it as hot as possible. Okay, our zucchini's coming along nicely. I'm gonna throw my tomatoes in there. As I said, we'll do
With that sizzle again.
that basil last minute. And when you use a nice fresh tomatoes like this, it kind of makes its own sauce right there. Okay, back to our peaches. We'll just do a nice fine, just do a little slice on these babies.
And then for the salad, you said.
Yes, sir, they are. If that's all right with you.
They say prepping takes more time, of course, than the actual cooking time.
Yes,
but
it does.
I tell you, you make prepping look so easy.
Well, I've done it for years.
And then on the TV programs, everything is all cut and everything quick, they just dump it in.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But that's what I mean. We try and make it quick,
That's the sous
quick,
chef.
quick and easy prep for you. Yep. So we've got the peaches. I found some trail mix in there. Little nuts and raisins, little combo. Little Roquefort cheese. And I'm going to make a quick little dressing using these fresh berries. We're going to mash those up. Oh, the only thing I didn't ask you for was a whisk. And we're not going to try and keep these berries whole. I can even use, I'll be fine with a fork.
Okay.
That's fine. Going to mash these berries up a little bit. I found some walnut oil, a little roasted walnut oil. Now with flavored oils, you want to be careful because some of them are pretty potent, so we don't want to use too much of it. We'd rather start with a little bit. Some balsamic vinegar.
This is a balsamic raspberry vinaigrette.
That's exactly what it is. I'll whip that up.
Notice most of your measurement is by eye.
Yeah, that's how I learned to cook, and I think that's how taste and go.
Right.
Taste it as you go.
So you don't use oil, you use the walnut oil.
I'm using the walnut oil, yeah. Now it's a little tart to my taste. I'm gonna see what the peaches do to it. That's good. Remember what you're putting in your salad. This is nice and tart. I think if I didn't have those peaches in there, I'd add a little bit of sweetness to this. Either a little bit of sugar or maple syrup or brown sugar or whatever sweetness I happen to have on hand. You know, you don't get stuck in a rut. You know, there's anything could really do it.
Because the peaches are in there, you don't need to do that. That's gonna do
Yeah.
itself.